of service to my YouTube. And yeah, so I'm Karma. I'm personal development with a vibe. I'm all for the laughs, the shits, the giggles, and soul work and all the creative things. I do love pulling oracle cards. To me, they're a resource. So if you're not into cards and stuff, I just always ask for you to respectfully leave if it goes against your beliefs, because there's no reason we need to clash over different beliefs. And another thing very important is I am not a fortune teller. I'm not here to tell you about what's going to happen in your life and what you should and should not do. That's not my business. I'm just here to be a vessel. And that's what I'm going to do really quickly is be the vessel and prayfully that you leave feeling lighter and have more clarity within yourself as you go about your day, your night, your week, whenever you're watching this. So this one I cannot, it's one of my favorite decks, but I cannot find the booklet for it. So I really want to work with these because I'll be able to just do more so pulling it from my own intuition. And then maybe after that, if I feel called, I'll top it off with one of my favorite decks called The Power of Love. So, yeah. And then I just like to say a little prayer over, you know, us and my people and my resources. So, Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, thank you for being in fellowship. Thank you for us receiving whatever we need to receive in this moment. It's so crazy because the other night, well, it was late at night. I guess I'm just still testing when more people are gonna come in with me not having like a huge following and stuff. But this was the time of the day as of now that I know I could spare and get on here and put in, plant my seed. So yeah, whatever you need for us to hear in this moment, whenever we are listening and watching. Ooh, healing energy. All right. The first thing, we can elaborate on that though. So I just know the first thing, first of all, I'm looking at trees and it's so beautiful because like the trees, it would be well, these remind me of trees in the back, and I literally my view is beautiful with trees. But you are your own healer. I'm not a healer. I'm responsible of my own healing and evolution and things like that, whatever you want to call it. But one thing that is big in my community is reminding you that you are literally your own healer. Nobody, people can be a part of your healing, but you are responsible for that. No one else is responsible for you. And I'm also big on holistic healing and natural healing through the earth and things like that. So if that resonates as far as just like I just know for me personally, I'm about to go and do another deep cleanse. I'm about to do another parasite cleanse. So if that's something that you may need to look into, or you've also been needing to do another cleanse, maybe this can just be a confirmation for you. Spiritual growth was the other card that just came out. So like to me that represents growing spiritually right now. I know for me, really would just be the whole being disciplined with my fasting, and that's for my physical, but also my mind and my relationship, of course, with myself and creator. And honestly, just for blessings to fall, like there's always blessings ready to rain down on us. You feel me? So sometimes a lot of times most times, if not all the time, we have to make that move in order for those blessings to, come down as they're trying to, because we're the ones who create blockage for us. And when I say do something, I'm not necessarily saying like always being on go, do. No. Be still, rest, sit, sleep, do nothing, carve out time for you. yourself personally. Okay. The next card that just fell was power and intention. Yes, be intentional. Literally, what I was just saying is part of being intentional. And also taking your power back. This card says power and intention. Taking your power back, taking your time back, reminding yourself that you are your own killer. You feel me? Like, and be intentional with the time that you have with yourself. There's no way you should be too busy for yourself. I don't care what you do, and I don't care what your excuse is. Carve out that time for yourself, and not just one time a day. I'm gonna need it at least 3 times a day. The next card is Guardian Angel. And, like, yeah, just know that you are surrounded by helpers that you do not see, but that you may feel. And if you can't feel them, once that awareness is there, you're definitely able to feel. So, one of my favorite everyday prayers, especially when I'm just like feeling super low on energy and things like that. God, thank you for expanding my capacity. I got that quick prayer. I read it somewhere on X, I believe, or on Threads. And I was just like, yeah, this is added to the daily prayer. And ever since then, I've been doing it. So, God, thank you for expanding my capacity right now, right here, to do this, to do that. So, yeah, that would be the read of the day. I'm gonna top it off with this, so I know it'll give us some confirmation. This one I have the booklet too, so I can read straight from there. And then we are out of here. Okay. Wow, this is like a beautiful pull though. And I really am gonna have to start doing this more with these since I don't know where the booklet's at. Cause it's just fun. And I love me an oracle. And I love just it helps me with my with with honoring my intuition. And that's why I love like the whole card situation, like pulling cards and stuff. But I love oracle cards. I'm not really like tarot for real. I used to when I first started out. But yeah. And so I just try not to think too much. It's just like it is what it is. But I definitely been in a space where I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do something, but like, how can you do it wrong? I could either be faking and forcing it, or I could just be like chilling and vibing with it. And that's what I do. I chill and vibe with it. You feel me? So let's see. Thank you for giving us a nice close to this. I don't even want to call this I don't even, I call this spirit therapy. Soul reset is actually what I renamed my spirit therapy to. I just have the title as pulling oracle cards just because I was trying to get some people, in here, trying to get in that algorithm, but no one's in here. But whoever needs to see this will see it whenever. So yes, I know I need it. hmm Before the decision, we can finalize this section. So yeah, cleansing the body, fasting, allowing the blessings to rain down. Whoa, multiple ones came out. I'm just gonna do the one that ends up on the bottom. Forgiveness. You are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. And you know what that reminded me of? Because even when I was just saying rain down on me, um, and then these cards popped out, and this is the one that was at the bottom of the deck, and it just reminds me like how I was basically saying allow your blessings to rain down on you, like when when we're truly in our forgiveness bag. And it starts with ourselves first. Hey, I miss you too. Thanks for being in here. Give me a like. But Um, when we are in our forgiveness bag, that's when a lot of things start. You start seeing things fall into place, because you're not holding on to baggage with that thing, that person, yourself, because you've moved on. Forgiveness helps us move on. And maybe, that's someone's word for the day. But I don't know, a strong emphasis on forgiving yourself first, And maybe that's what the spiritual growth lesson is, right now. So before you got in here, I was pulling some other cards and I was just going with my flow. And it's the first one is healing energy, the second one is spiritual growth, the third one is power and intention, and then the last one is guardian angel. So um I just picked them all like one by one. You feel me? I was just going. But basically, I was saying, as far as the healing energy card, like, I know me for myself, I need to focus on cleansing my body and doing another parasite cleanse, yada, yada, yada. So that's what it could be. And then the spiritual growth card came out, and I'm feeling like, okay, well, maybe, those two things definitely coincide because when I'm cleansing my body and fasting from whatever, I'm able to grow more. I'm able to allow blessings to flow. I'm able to release whatever blockages there may be, knowingly and unknowingly to me. And then it was power and intention, and that's what I was like. This goes with what I'm saying because you're taking your power back by knowing that you're your own inner healer. That was another thing I was talking about. Like, you're your own inner healer. Like, I don't consider myself a healer to anybody but myself. There's people along the way that help us heal. You feel what I'm saying? That's just that's my belief on it. And then, like, just intention, like being intentional with taking your time back, your power back through healing, through cleansing, through fasting, through what now we pull this forgiveness. So yeah, and then guardian angel was the last one. And I was just sharing how one of my favorite prayers is like daily prayers. And I pray it more than once or twice throughout the day because I need it throughout the day. Like, God, thank you for expanding my capacity right now. Right here, right now. Thank you for expanding my capacity. Thank you for expanding my capacity to get this work done. Because I know I got two more courses to do after that. But I also know I'm going to take a 20-minute break or I'm about to go clean and organize. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need capacity to do all these things. Last night, I slept from 6 p.m. until 4:51 a.m. this a.m. Now it's just like I'm in this mentality. Okay, I got my rest because I know I need rest. I'm really big on that. So now today I gotta go get it. It's 10:45. I didn't plan to be in the crib right now on live, but I know this is. I had to make sure I reminded myself, like, no, I just took this hour and a half to invest into whatever I'm doing on social media because that is a part of my brand and business, and I have to like literally remind myself that because I don't want to be on social media for real. But what I do love is like touching my people and touching myself, pause. And like, I don't know, like I just love doing this and I just want to, I've just decided that I'm getting back into it and I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, I need to be in my forgiveness bag after the friends Rico sleep out. Oh, that's right, girl. But yeah, so like I said, big emphasis on forgiveness and everything I just said, like maybe forgiveness is what we need to focus on for that spiritual growth, for that healing energy, and being intentional with our forgiveness and knowing that we're always covered through and through. Maybe forgiving someone who has already transitioned in this life 'cause it's like, damn, why would you leave me? Like, that's like the human thing, right? And then on a spiritual higher understanding, it's like, no, you're still here, just not in flesh as I am still. And, that's like a whole other conversation. But maybe some forgiveness around grief. That's really what it's giving. Forgiveness around still self-forgiveness, of course, but just forgiving those or that being that you may be grieving who has transitioned into another form. So let's read what this says and then I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank you for being with me. I really appreciate it. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, F with me, share with someone who you think would vibe with me. You know, we're on the road to 1K subscribers. But let's get back to the present moment. It's so crazy. I stopped on freedom. Free yourself. You forgive and free. Forget. That's the word. What? That's one of the words of the weeks. Forgive to free. Forgive to free yourself. Okay. And then I have another lab where I went over what the other personal development joint is of the week. So, yeah. Forgiveness is the cornerstone of love. To be fully aligned with the power of love requires complete forgiveness of self and others. You may find this hard to accomplish because you are letting your ego be in the driver's seat. When you can't forgive, it is the ego holding on to past hurts and the feeling of not being in control. Forgiveness will remove old blockages and causes of emotional distress, allowing love energy to work through you. By forgiving, you are not excusing or condoning a particular behavior. Instead, you are willing to understand the lesson being presented. You are not necessarily obligated to reconcile. You can forgive and choose not to involve yourself with that person or situation again. The saying forgive and forget is a misnomer, for you should never forget a lesson. Bless the experience, but always remember what you learned from it. When you forgive, you open yourself up to the positive and loving experiences that the universe wants to bestow upon you. Now there is room for them in the space formerly taken up by babysitting those horrible and toxic feelings. I literally just was saying, if you were here before, I literally was just saying the overall point of this session was allowing your blessings to fall through your spiritual growth, through your healing energy, and like forgiveness, because that was the last one. Hey, Blue Star 333. Like, please. I'm just trying to navigate these platforms. But anyways, hi. Thank you for being here. Basically, I'll give you a quick run through. So I don't even call readings. Readings to me, there's sessions. I call it spirit therapy. I've rebranded that to soul reset because that's a service I offer, like one-on-one sessions. But yeah, basically I was pulling from an oracle deck I have, which I don't know where the book is to it. So I'm just using it as um just giving exercising my intuition, which I love to do. But the first card we pulled was healing energy, and I was just basically touching base about how I know for myself I've been called over and over again to do another cleanse, so like working my way into another parasite cleanse, which I'm a full believer in cleansing, not necessarily a parasite cleanse every quarter, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I know you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so that, and then the next card that came was spiritual growth, and I'm like, well, fasting and cleansing yourself will help you grow, in your spirituality and your relationship with self, yada yada yada, whatever the case may be, and just tying it in with that. And also I was reminding people, or just letting people know, like, I'm not a healer. Like, I'm my own healer. That's my belief. But I can't heal you. I'm just a vessel, and I'm just here to help if I was assigned to your journey. And I'm here to remind you of your power and that you are your own healer. Just like I'm in charge of my own healing, and that's my responsibility, so are you. So the next card that came was power and intention, and it just tied into what I was saying. Like, these are the ways that you take your power back. You take your power back by cleansing yourself, by fasting, by um just sitting with yourself, and just allow the lessons to flow. I was speaking on like allowing your blessings to come down and releasing blockages and like fasting and doing those things that you're going to do to help release those blockages. That's where it's going to rain down, right? Cut the energetic cords. And then the last part that came out was guardian angels. So just reminding like you are always like being held, you are always kept. You feel what I'm saying? And it just made me think of a daily prayer I have, which is, God, thank you for expanding my capacity right here, right now, because there's so many things to get done. And someone, I saw a young lady, she basically posted that on X, and ever since I was like, oh, I'm definitely adding that to my daily prayer. And it has just been carrying me through. Like, I need to pause real quick. God, thank you for expanding my capacity. Or God, thank you for expanding my capacity because I already know what I'm about to get myself into and I don't even know what's going to come with it. I just know that I got to push through and I got to get this ish done. You feel me? So, um, and then forgiveness was the last one we pulled, in which I just read from. And when I pulled it, I was thinking like self forgiveness. But then what was like hitting me heavy is forgiving the beings in your life who have transitioned into another form. Like forgiveness through grieving, forgiveness while grieving. Yes. Like I feel like people don't talk about that enough or just even fully understand or realize. Um, Now we might need to be forgiving of the people who have left our life in this physical form, you know? So that's the little run through from that. I'm Karma, by the way. I'm just personal development with a vibe. I share a little bit of everything. I guess you could say lifestyle, but I talk about personal development and just real life experiences, and there's just no filter to it. And I kind of just share with my people my journey a bit. So thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for you. Also, in the last live, I do like reading excerpts. So I'm not gonna read it again. If y'all want to read it, y'all can go to that live. It just says reading to you. But basically, the personal development vibe of the week is finding your way to balance your messaging about being independent and self-reliant versus with the human desire to be connected, to love, and to be loved. You feel me? Um, and I'm about to go and handle my business. Thank you for all that you are, Blue Star. Thank you for engaging. Is this the Blue I know? Do we know each other? I know a Blue, but I don't know if this is you who came in. But Bahalanang ang Dios, cuídate en la calle, use your mind, don't let it use you. And we will chat soon. Make sure you breathe, meditate, visualize, do nothing, be nothing. And it definitely is you. All right.